good. So I'll start recording this lesson. And yeah, so you have a recording, or somebody else who didn't join yet, you will have a recording to see, because it is really important if you attend all the lessons that we will have, as well as complete the homeworks. In that way, you will learn everything pretty well. You will get some prize for the best bug report and some bonuses for completing all the homeworks and attending all the lessons. Okay, so let me introduce myself again. My name is Arthur. I'm a teacher at TechStart, QA manager at Aluma, former QA lead at Apple, and before former QA lead at Astound Commerce. I'm teaching people since 2014 on different boot camps, different schools, some of them you heard about. And today I'm with you starting our free course. And let me start with my presentation that I'm going to show you and explain what you should expect from our course. Any questions so far? Maybe you have specific questions before we start. Okay, please feel free to unmute yourself at any time. How long is the class? So the one class probably at 2 hours. It may be longer if we need so, if you have more questions, or if you would like to learn something new, something additional that we will be talking about. So we can spend some additional time, but usually it's like 2 hours. We are aiming at 2 hours. Good. It's one class. Okay, good. So let's get started. Let me quickly share my screen. And let's get started with our course. Share my screen, desktop number 1. Are you guys able to see my screen now? Yeah, again, please feel free to unmute yourself or send a message to the chat. Okay, I see something in the chat. Yes, yes, yes. Good, awesome. So let's get started. Let me present. Let me present the first slide. Okay, so I'm going to do like free course overview. So you know what to expect from the course. So let's get started from our goals. So the goal of this course, we'll have like 6 lessons. And the goal of this course, it aimed at people who never were in IT industry or never tried QA or software development. So you can try and you decide if this is something that you like at all. Because sometimes people just come and they realize in a month that they don't like the profession at all and they just leave, but they paid money. And sometimes some schools, they have like, they don't have monthly subscriptions as we do. They have like full course price. So people pay the full price and they then in a month, they decided that's it. That's not something I like to do, and they just lose money. So that's why we do this course, so you can try, and we do like simpler version of our main course. And this is what you're going to see right now. And in this way, you can try, you can do the same things that software tester and does, and also developer, because we're going to do some coding basics as well, plus test automation. And you will be able to try everything and decide if you like this or not at all. And of course, you will be able to learn QA and coding basics. You will be able to try yourself in this role of the engineer on the project, because we will have a small project we will be working on, and you will be able to try yourself in this role. So you will exactly understand what you will expect in the future, how your future work will look like if you decide to learn this profession. And we will be building test automation framework. It will be fully functional test automation framework. It won't be so complex automation framework as we usually building during our main course, because that one has like page object model, API testing. Of course, we need to have like 2 months only just spending in building automation framework without even doing coding basics to do that. So this one will be simpler, but it will be fully functional test automation framework that you can use, and you can extend and test any website, any application, anything. And you will be able to meet the team. Today you're meeting me. Also, you'll be able to meet all other team members. And you will also try our teaching approach as a teachers, because we are happy to say that we think that we have the best approach because we are building our community. And the goal of our school is just to build the community of talented people, and then in the future together work on our project, our future ventures. Because the idea behind the school was initially we were thinking about some startup or something like that, and we have decided that we need to build the community first, because we don't have people. Actually, we realized that we don't have so many talented people in our community. So we probably have to build this community for ourselves. So that's what we are doing, and we are aimed in your success, right? So if you will be successful, probably in the future you will be working with us on some startup. So that's my hope. So let's get started. So how our main course looks like. So usually you do manual testing for 2 months and coding basics in 2 months. And the reason I'm showing you this, because our course, our free course, will look the same or similar, but it will be shorter. So this is how we usually do. So we have manual QA for 2 months, and people are getting coding basics for 2 months for free. So they are doing this in parallel. And then if they realize that they are pretty good at coding, they go to the next level, which is test automation for the next 2 months. And what is really important, test automation engineer should be not just a coder, but a person that knows QA as well, QA engineer, to do testing properly, to define the scope properly and coverage properly. So this is how our main test automation course looks like. It's 2 months of manual QA and coding basics in parallel, and then test automation. How development path look like? So it's only coding basics for the first month, but usually people taking 2 courses. They take usually QA manual plus coding basics, because it's for free for them, right? And they try. If they like coding more, then they go to the next level to front end. If they realize that they like QA, then they go using this path. They use both knowledge from QA and coding basics and go to test automation. But if they realize that they like coding basics more, they go to front end for another 2 months. And then the next 2 steps will be, if you learn front end successfully, either backend development or full stack, since you learned all of this, or mobile development. So this is how it looks like, regular development path. How our free course looks like based on that. So it will be as manual QA, 2 lessons, and today is the first one, and coding basics, also 2 lessons. And then you will be able to do, first of all, we will do resume and interview tips. So you will be able to create your resume and successfully understand how to pass the interview. And as well, we will do test automation. As you can see, in order to do test automation, you need to have some knowledge in manual QA and some knowledge in coding basics. Of course, those are basics, because those are only 2 lessons and 1 lesson on test estimation, but it will be enough, absolutely enough, to create your first test automation framework. So this is how our free course will look like. 6 lessons, 2 lessons per week, approximately 2 hours per lesson. Okay, any questions so far? Let me go back to the chat. No questions, okay. Yeah, feel free. Time of the lessons, 7 p.m. It will be, the schedule is in the chat, as you could see in one of the previous posts. I posted the schedule of the lessons. I believe the next one will be Friday at 7 p.m. Coding basics. Then you will have next week someday again, say 7 p.m. It will be 7 p.m. Pacific time. it will be 6 lessons over 3 weeks, like 2 lessons per week. Okay, good. Awesome. Okay, yeah, feel free to stop me if you have any questions, guys, and I will answer them. Okay, so since today is the first lesson and we will be doing QA, manual QA, so I'm going to show you how the regular QA process, so what usually QA person does. So we all start from requirements. So when you come to the company, and they usually are not ready with your laptop, you don't have an access to some systems yet, and they try to figure everything out, so you're just sitting and waiting. But there are always requirements you can read. So usually what your test lead or your manager does, they give you requirements to read to understand the system. Requirements are reading by special people called business analysts. Sometimes they're called product owners. Sometimes those are like in game development. There are like other title of those people. So people are writing requirements. There's specific people working with the clients. Sometimes the clients are internal. For example, at Apple, we never had like external clients. We were doing everything for internal Apple products. But there was a client. A client usually some kind of director who got the budget for some kind of product. And he's like responsible for building this project for this product. And that person usually the main person who defines the requirements for this application or this new device or something like that, right? And there are people who are actually writing the requirements. They are working with this person, with this client, internal client, and they just writing the requirements based on the knowledge. And requirements look like something something like guide how application will look like. For example, what happens if you purchase a new vacuum, like those small robots, right? That like robot vacuums that usually you put in the kitchen and they're just cleaning your room. So what do you usually start from? How do you know how to turn it on? How do you know how it works? If it has a remote, how to use that remote? How do you usually know that? For example, you just get a box from Amazon. How do you know how to use that device? Any device, not only vacuum, anything you purchased on the internet, in the store. So how do you know, guys, how to use that? Who can tell me that? You can either send something to the chat or just unmute yourself, and yeah, you can speak. I see that sometimes some people saying instructions, manuals, product instructions, read instructions. That's correct. You always have a manual, right? Some instructions, some guide, user guide or manual for any product. When you purchase a phone, you purchase a new TV, or you purchase anything, right? Even for the car, you have a manual. If something is not working, you go and open that manual and try to figure out what happens. Same for the application, but the only difference is that requirements are created when application does not exist. So requirements go first. So there are people creating the requirements. Let's say business analysts. They create the requirements, and only then, based on those requirements, development team, they start building the application. And then we come to the picture. So we work on those requirements first. And our goal at this point is to read them properly and try to find any contradictions, ambiguities, or incompleteness, right? When you don't understand something in those requirements. Because the version of the manual that you are reading is the final one. Is like production version, when they already have a product, everything is developed, you have already ready product, right? You purchase that from the store and you have final manual. But on the early stages, that manual is not so good. There are a lot of contradictions, incompleteness, ambiguities, right? And there are people looking for those problems. So you are those people as a manual testers. even not the manual testers. Right now is there's like popular approach when you're not doing only manual or only automation, you do both. So there are people that are able to do everything, do manual testing if needed, or do automation testing if needed. So right now, everything like is a mix, and the companies want such people. So you do everything, and you work on the requirements first. You try to find those problems. Once everything is done, once you read everything, now you understand everything. You usually, when you find problem, you talk to the business analyst or the person who created this document and say, hey, there is incompleteness, there is ambiguity, there is contradiction. And that person explains everything, fixes the problem, and you have the final version of those requirements for the application or any other product that your company is building. Then once everything is complete and the requirements are final, development team starts working on the application code. In parallel, what you do in parallel, you start doing your test planning. So you plan your testing according to the requirements. And that's also pretty simple once you know everything from the requirements. It's pretty simple because you check every requirement. For example, if there is a requirement that if you press this button and your vacuum is turned on, so that's the test case. So you create a test case, click the button and check that vacuum is turned on, or there is like light lighting up or something like that, right? According to the requirements, what the requirements say, you check the same, not check for now, but you create that test plan. You create a list of the test cases that you're going to check when the application is ready according to the requirements. Then once you're done and application is done, you actually go and start testing. At this point, you have a test plan in place. You created it based on the requirements, and you have a product that you can test, and you start testing. And you really go through your list that you created, and then check, okay, if I click this button, this happens, check mark. If I go and do this, this happens, and then you check mark. If you do something which is not corresponding to the requirements and something else happening, then you do bug reporting. So you report that problem to the development team and they go and fix it. So those are four main phases that and activities that testers do. And that's it. Those are main things that we are doing. Of course, there are some nuances, how you do test planning, how you do bug reporting properly, how you do testing properly, of course. But from the high level, what software testers do is these four activities only. So you start from requirements, then you plan your testing accordingly, then you go and test when the product is ready, and then you do bug reporting. Once there is difference between requirements and actual application that you see. And that's it. Once you're done with this, you reported all bugs, they're all fixed, you go to the next phase. And there is a new requirements for the new part of the application or the new product you're developing, and you do again and do the same cycle. Requirements, planning, then testing, then bug reporting. And that's it. Questions so far? Okay, guys, no questions? So looks like it's clear. So let me give you an example. Let's say we have a login form, let's say on Facebook. And part of the requirements about login button. So I just took two requirements from the list. Let's say one of them is login button should be displayed below the login form. And the second requirement, the button is blue. So you have two requirements for this button. Maybe there are more like about alignment, about something else, but I just took those requirements just to show you an example. So you check if they are clear enough for you. And if not, you ask questions. For example, in this case, everything is clear for me. It says login button should be displayed below the login form. If there is no requirements about where it's aligned, like middle aligned or left aligned or right aligned, I will ask that question, hey, how about alignment of that button, right? And business analyst will add another requirement saying, hey, login button should be displayed below the login form. It should be middle aligned and the button should be blue. So there'll be 3 requirements now, right? If that's unclear for me, that's an example, right? If this is not clear for you, you ask the question and business analysts should update the requirements accordingly. Let's say we did that and everything is correct right now. We understand everything and we go to the next phase, which is test planning. So what you do, you just create 2 test cases. One of them will be login button displayed below the login form based on the requirements, right? And login button is blue. And that's it. This is how it is simple. So of course, there are test design techniques, and sometimes it's not so simple. Sometimes there is a single requirement, but you need to cover it by like multiple test cases in case of there is a form and there is a text field, and it says text field accepts from 8 to 70 characters. So there will be at least 5 test cases or 4 test cases minimum that you will need to test in order to test that requirement. So there will be one requirement, but multiple test cases. But in this case, it's simple, right? So just 2 test cases, then you go, and once the application is ready, you go and test. So you test one of them and check that login button displayed below the login form. It is displayed below the login form. If you have the requirement that says it's middle aligned, you check that as well, right? And then you check the color and you see it's not matching. Something is different there. Let's say button is not blue, but it's green. So you mark your test case as failed, and you go and report bug report saying that actual button is green and expected button is blue. And developers, they fix that problem, you check that it's fixed, and so on. And you do the same for everything, for every requirement in the document. There will be huge documents with the requirements because systems are complex. And you will be doing that for every single requirement. You will be reading those requirements, then creating the test plan, then go and execute that test plan, and then you go and report the differences between what you expect and what you actually get. And that's it. So simple. Questions? Okay, let me go quickly to the chat. No questions in the chat. Awesome. Awesome. So that's it. The next thing that we're going to do, that was just the explanation. And the next thing that we're going to do is we're really going to go to the requirements and start reading them together and try to see if we can find some contradictions or incompleteness or ambiguities, and then start doing that with you, together with you. Okay, so let me click escape. So this is the, let me quickly open my Google Drive and move that document. Here it is. Okay. So this is the application. This is the requirements of the application that we created for this free course. And I can open this design spec that you can use it. Give me a second, please, guys. Okay, thank you guys for waiting. Let me move this Zoom thing to the bottom. Okay, so in the requirements, we have this link. Oh, where is it opening? I don't see it. Let me do like this then. Okay, and there is a password for this design. Okay, let me enter it. And then I should be able to see our design of our application, right? There are like 4 screens. So this is the design of the application. And again, at this point, when we work with the requirements, there is no application yet. There is just like design created by designers. There are requirements created by business analysts, and they just describe how application should look like. And developers, they will have to build the same application as business analyst, as the client expects from them, based on the design specs and based on these requirements. So this is how it works. At this point, there is no application. There is just us trying to understand how it will work. There are developers trying to understand how it will work. And there is a business analyst, maybe the person who understands and has some vision, but once we ask questions, there are more things to get clarified. So at this point, we just need to go through requirements, read everything, and try to understand how it will work. And if we don't understand something, we have to ask questions to the business analyst, and business analyst will answer those questions. So how it usually happens? For example, on our main course, everything is stored in Azure DevOps. We have multiple projects, as you can see over here. We have multiple projects over here. So everything is in this system. And what we do usually, we just leave the comments for the business analyst. So let me open our project that we're currently working with the group on. So here are the requirements. Let me open some of the requirements. Let's say here, forgot password page. So it has also, as you can see, some requirements, some design for people to see how it will look like. And if they have questions, as you can see, they leave comments over here, right? They leave comments and they ask questions about what is that or what is this, and business analyst has to clarify, and the document should become clear enough for the development team to build the application and clear enough for the testing team to create a test plan. So this is how we work. How we will work with you, I will give you this document as well, share it with you, and you can just select part of the requirements. Let's say you have a question about this. You select it and right click, and then you leave a comment over here. Hey, what is this? Of course, it's a bad example of the question because it's so not clear, right? Usually you ask, hey, it says red, but above it said yellow, right? Something like that, right? So you show that there is a contradiction or incompleteness or something like that. So this is how we will work with you. But for now we have time, so let's go through the document together. So first of all, this is just a table of content, so everything we have in this document. And let's start with the background, why this application was created. So the application called Get in Line, it's just a single application, single page application that created, actually it was ordered by some small clinic, and they just would like to somehow control the line of the people getting vaccines, right? So they have, they told us to build this application, just single page application, super simple application. And they would like just to add people to the line. When person got shot, we just remove that person from the line, and other people, they can see themselves in the line, how many people are there and their number in the line to get a vaccine, right? So this is the background of this application. As you can see, the application Get in Line that helps to regulate walk-in appointments for vaccination. Recipients should be registered to get an ID and see their name in the line. A simple one-page application can handle the task. That's it. That is a background. It's not a requirement, just a background explanation. User stories. So this is how usually highlight the first requirement that business analyst is creating. So like high-level requirements. So when recipients are joining the queue, they want to see the number of the people in the line and their position, so they can estimate their time in the line. And then we start writing the functional requirement, the exact requirement and what we expect from the application. So what I usually do, I read these requirements. If there is a design, I open the design in a separate spec tab and just compare them. I try to look at these pictures and I try to read through the document and try to understand how it looks like. Okay, so first thing, By navigating to the application, user can see 4 quadrants. Text, table, get in line button. Any questions so far? 4 quadrants. Text, see the text. Table is there. And the button is there. Any questions so far? Okay, what is 4? Yeah, that's correct. What is 4 quadrant? Okay, so I will select this and I will comment. It says 4, but lists only 3. Clarify, please. Okay, so I leave this comment. And now business analyst, of course, first of all, the person who owns this document will get an email that there is a new comment. And that person will get an email and can click the button, go to the document directly, and then see my comment. The comment will be on here on the right. But what I can see from here, so probably that's an image. So left, so those are 4 quadrants, right? Left, right, bottom left, and bottom right, with the button. So those are 4. That's probably what missing is the image. Okay, but let's get an answer. So first of all, we get the text area requirements first. Okay, so located in the top left quadrant, it is here. Okay, clear. Consists of 3 lines. There are the first line, okay, X people, okay, in the line. Okay, so seems like it's matching with the design, and it is clear for me. And X is a number of records in the table. So 167, 167. Okay, for me, it's clear. How about you guys? Anything in here? Any questions here regarding the text area? I don't see any comments. I don't hear any questions. Okay, so let's move further. So how about email? Okay, I see some chat message. 3 lines. Yes, 3 lines. It means line number 1, line number 2, line number 3. It's always 3 lines. Line number 1, there are. Line number 2, X people. Line number 3, in the line. So those are 3 lines of text. Got it? That's what they mean. Okay. Okay, let's move forward then. Got it. Awesome. So image. Oh, okay. Yeah. As you can see, they explain image over here. So probably they just missed the image, or maybe just removed accidentally. And that's how image got deleted. And that's why it's missing. Don't specify color of the text. Actually, yes. Actually, you are right. What is the color of the text? What is the color? Okay, good. Awesome. Located image, located in the right top quadrant. Size. It can be size as well. So I would say, let me then edit it. So color, size, weight. It means like weight is bold or regular or semi-bold. Okay. Okay. Oh man, it's zoom thing overlaps everything. And font. Yeah, everything. Let me then again, font, save. Okay, that should be enough. Font, size, weight, and color, right? Right, should be, I see that it's left aligned. We can ask about alignment. How alignment. Okay, but we can see that from the design spec. Okay, then the image located is in the right top quadrant. and I can see it here. Okay. And that's it for the image. There is an image example. Any questions about this part? No questions? Okay, good then. But what I would like to ask about is the size of the image, because it's not clear. Will it be like smaller on the bigger devices, or it will be stretched or not, or something like that? So it's not clear for me. So I'd probably ask about size. What is the size of the image? Okay. Okay, then table. Let me see. I see the table. Okay, located in the left bottom quadrant, consists of header and body. So header has 3 columns. Okay, 3 columns. You see, vaccine and recipient and ID. Okay, there is a question. So I think we need to specify the vaccine info. For example, if some people have vaccine preference, don't go forward. The requirements are created by the person who know what to do. Our goal is just to make sure when you read it till the end first, and then you ask such kind of questions in general, right? But you need to read the entire requirements first, because maybe there is such information, but you don't know, right? Okay, so first of all, what I can see here, again, it says 3 columns, but I see only 2 of them. Again, so there is confusion over here. What is the third column? Okay, so what I can see here, there is a like number, column number 1, then vaccine recipient and ID. And logically, if table body has 3 columns as well, so it's logically should match, right? Number in the line. Okay, I see this. This is the number in the line. Then first name and the last name initial. First name, last name initial. Clear for now. And first symbols ID. Letter and 3 digits. Okay, letter and 3 digits. Okay, I would ask, what is it based on? What is it based on? Because I don't know. I don't know how, if that ID is correct or not. Okay, I will check that it's letter and 3 numbers, but is it correct or not? Is the letter correct? Is the digit correct or not? Okay, questions from you. Anything you would add here? Let's compare requirements, design. For me, everything is clear. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I would ask about the overflow, right? When we have a really long line of people, what happens to the table? I see that some ellipses over here, right? And does it have scroll, or it has this behavior that it shows how many people in the line, the first 5 people, and then just ellipses between them? Or what will be the requirements for multiple people in the line? Or it will be like huge long table that we can scroll the entire page and see it. So, okay. So this is what I would ask. I will select table and leave a comment. What would be the behavior here for the long table with multiple entries? And this is what we do daily, right? So this is how we work with the requirements. We go through every requirement, ask questions, and we try to understand how it will work like. Why? Why are we doing this? And the information I'm going to share with you, you will never learn from other people, because they just don't understand. They just think, they just follow the command, they just know that we have to do this, but why we're doing this? Why? What is the reason of doing this? Just wasting time? Or why do we do this? If we have many problems, we will have more bugs, we will have work. Why are we doing this? Why are we checking these requirements? Does anyone have answer? To avoid future bugs, Andrea. That's absolutely correct. So why we are doing this is because imagine the case, we don't check the requirements and there are all of those contradictions. And if we didn't ask about the behavior when the table is so long, what will happen? Development team will just create a table with few entries and we'll say, hey, it looks okay. It looks like here on this image. But then you will start testing. You will add 100 more people in the line and there will be huge table. And this page will have a scroll and you will have to scroll at the bottom to see all the entries, and it will be super long. Maybe it will move the get in the line button to the bottom as well because it should be in the middle of this section. So it can be like huge problem because nobody asked about the behavior for many entries. And maybe the vision that business analyst had will be display the first 5 entries, then ellipsis, and the last one, right? Maybe that's the behavior for the table in case if you have more than 7, let's say, entries, right? But there is no requirements and development team will report a bug report. So then what will happen? First of all, they create a bug report. And then you test the application and you find this bug. So you have spent time reporting it and the company has to pay you for this. And then developer has to spend time fixing it. Think about logic and everything else, and company has to pay him. And then you go and check that this bug is fixed and the company has to pay you for that. Then what can happen? Bug is not fixed. So you return it back to the development team. They fix it and they get paid. You check it and you get paid. So what happens? Just because of one single line of text that nobody paid attention to, company wasted like $1,000, literally $1,000, just for a single line of text because nobody checked that. And this is the cost of a single bug. And if you have multiple bugs like that, if you have a pretty poor quality of the product, you have multiple bugs, just imagine how expensive is that application. So our goal at this time is to prevent bugs. Our goal is to make this document is so clear that no one has any option to do differently. So everything should be matching to the requirements, and the requirements should be super clear. So when development team take the requirements to build the application, that they understand everything, and we prevent bugs. That is absolutely correct. And by preventing bugs, you save money for the company, right? And that what makes you the best person in quality assurance, preventing bugs. Same as in medicine. When you prevent diseases, this is way more important than just curing them, right? Same here, preventing bugs are way more important than just raising them, reporting them, and fixing them. So our goal at this point is to prevent bugs, is to ask as many questions as possible just to clarify everything in this document. And then based on this, create our test plan, and then based on the test plan, test the application. And that's so simple. You just have to pay attention to details and try to understand how it works. That's the only thing you need to do. So your skill here will be just able to sit, read, pay attention to details, and ask questions. Will be your skill at this point of your work, right? Okay. So then again, we read about button. It says get inline button. I read it. Okay. Get inline button. And the first question I have, so this is the name of the button, okay? And the name here is different. It's get in line, and it is with exclamation mark, right? So I will ask about this. Oh, actually, it's the name of the button, but let's ask. Because I see the label over here, get in line, it is correct. It is with exclamation mark, so we have an explanation. So let's not ask then, because we have the explanation. And this is like internal name, just to understand what button we are talking about. But this is the exact label that we have to check. Okay, located in the right bottom quadrant. Okay, and I would also ask the alignment of the button. What is the alignment? Okay, let's say located in the right bottom quadrant. Okay, I see that. The label is get in line. The first G is uppercase and with exclamation mark, good. And by clicking on the button, the registration form pop-up is open. This guy, when you click it, this guy is open. Okay, so clear. Any questions from you guys? Is everything clear for you from this explanation, from these requirements? Okay, there is a question in the chat. Clear, okay. Any other? Please turn your microphone. I would like to see your voices. Alex, Alona, Alec, Lisa, Adrian, Diana,
We can
Evgeny.
ask if the pop-up should pop up on the same windows or it should be separate windows.
Yeah, you can ask. Yeah, you can ask. What I see from here, that is the same window. It's just overlapping the rest of the things here, right? You see that. But yeah, you can ask. If it's not clear for you, you can ask. But what I see pop up is in the same window. You can also say, okay, so here is the registration form. Here's the pop-up. You can ask specific questions about it, actually. Here it is. And what I would ask also here, the color of the button. So I see that it's blue, but maybe they have a specific color code for the color or something like that. I can ask about font actually. Yes, you can ask about font. You can ask about color. So let me do like this. Comment, button color, text, font size, yeah, and so on. You can ask that. So they will clarify that. And that's important because it may look nice here, but development team will use absolutely different font or color or something else. And it will be hard for you to justify that it's a bug because you don't have exact requirements. So getting the exact requirements will be great. Business analyst, if the application is simple, usually if you develop simple applications for small clients, usually the answer will be, hey, it just should be blue, just approximately like on the design. We don't have a specific color code, but it should match the design approximately, not be completely different, right? So that may be an answer, and business analyst may leave the answer for you like after all of that, we'll leave the answer like saying, hey, just refer to design for the colors, font, and so on, something like that. It's possible, but you have to ask. You're doing your job, and you have to ask that question so you get a clarity on this, and then you can better test it, and you also prevent more bugs by asking those questions. Okay, then let's move to registration form. So it consists of first name, text field. I see first name, last name, input field. Okay, it's here. How many characters are there? Okay. Oh, actually, what I'm concerned about, I see the label over here, name, and the birthday, but I don't see any label description over here. So I would ask about label. Are there labels for the fields? Okay. So this is what I would ask. Also, what I see, there is a placeholder in the field, but it's not described as I can see. Yeah, it's not described. So let me then ask the question again. How about placeholder? Okay. Okay, I can ask, there is no surname for the fields, last name. No, it's like, it describes the group of the fields, like name, first, and it says first over here, actually, you see? The issue over here as well, it should be last name. But we don't check design for text usually. We check the requirements for text. They usually say what will be the text inside, what will be the specific of the text, font color, and everything else, right? So usually it should be described here, but we can ask about that. Since we asked about the placeholder, we will get an answer. So this will have a first name placeholder, this will have a last name placeholder or something like that. But once we get an answer, we will get more clarity and we will see if we need to ask additional questions or everything is clear right now. So it really depends on the answer. Okay. Then we have date of birth. Probably the field, it's like confusing, should be implemented as a standard calendar. It's confusing because it's like 3 fields over here. Okay. So they added additional design here saying that they would like to develop the calendar differently, not like here. Yes, so that's why they added this separately. And I see it's confusing me because first name over here is label over here, birthday as a field. So it's really confusing. So what I would do, I would add another comment and say, then design of the pop-up looks different here comparing to the design spec. What is correct? Please clarify. And that's it. So the business analyst will have to clarify that, okay, it should be first name has a label, first name, and accepts 1 to 70 symbols, and the placeholder is something. Last name has a label over here, has a placeholder or not, because in this case it has a placeholder. In this case, it looks differently, right? Birthday, okay, birthday we are describing here, and it should match this guy. So let's see. By clicking on the calendar picture, the calendar will be open. Okay, it is open. User can choose their date by clicking the days, month. Okay, the month over here with the arrows. Okay, and the year can be chosen from the drop down. Okay, the chosen date is highlighted blue. Okay, good. After choosing the date, the field has a format like this. Okay. Okay, good. So it is clear. What is not clear for me, can that be entered manually? So I will ask this question. Can the date be entered manually? So will be my question. And what else I can see here? I'm not sure what is today functionality. I logically understand that probably when I click today, it will select the today date, but I have to ask it to extend their calendar. Probably I will select this part. I see the today functionality on the design. How does it work? Right? And stuff like that. So I just go and ask questions. Okay, so I will leave something for you over here. So you can complete when I share. This will be your homework as well, because I added too many comments. I didn't have to do that. So what happens next? What will happen? for this document after all of this. So what you will need to do is just wait for the answer. Then business analyst comes to this document and says, okay, there is a comment over here. It says 4, but list only 3. Clarify, please. Oh, I just removed the image. Image. Okay. And then goes here and says, sorry, edit. Okay, so there is a reply. And then you as a person who asked, of course, that was me, but you as a person who asked the question should come here. And if it's matching, if you like the answer, you go and say resolve, and the comment will disappear. But if you don't like the answer, if something is still unclear, you ask the question, another question again about the same thing, and until the time when you get the final answer and everything is clear. Right now, for me, everything is clear. It was just as I expected. It was just probably accidental remove. So right now it's added. There is a text. So I just click mark it as a resolve, and there is no such comment anymore, right? And it's not highlighted. And so on. One by one, business analyst will go and answer all those questions, update the document accordingly, or answer the questions that it's not required. It should be simple, should match the design accordingly or approximately, because we are not paying too much attention to such details like color, size, or font. It should be approximately like on the design spec, and that should be enough because we have a small client and we don't have a budget to implement such tiny details. Okay, so this is what will happen next. Then you ask me questions. Please, do you have any questions so far? About the documentation, about why we are doing this, about maybe something is unclear for you, whatever, any question. Okay, all clear for you. Awesome. Any other questions? Come on, don't hesitate to turn your microphone on. Just say, hey, yes, or yes, no, or whatever, or thanks, Arthur. Anyways, anything. Okay, seems like no questions. Go. So let's move forward. So what we will do next is we will start writing test cases based on the functional requirements. So let me quickly open my, actually, let me do this like in view mode. How to open it? Oh, probably here. Open mode viewing, like a document. Okay, so now let me quickly find my test case template. I will share it with you as well. Text start. Okay, and here it is. Template. That will move it here. Okay. So on our main project, what we do is, again, the reason is why we are not doing this in Azure DevOps, because it takes time to add you there, to register you there, and it's super expensive, I can tell you. So we do everything in Azure DevOps for our main course, but with you, we will do everything in the spreadsheet, and I will tell you how we do that, actually, how we import our test cases. Because in Azure DevOps, there is a test plans functionality, and we are able to create test plans right away over here, like new test plan, and write the test case over here. But if, for example, I created something, I created a test plan in my in the spreadsheet, I can still get it inside Azure DevOps by just importing, using importing functionality. So let me see where is that? I lost the import functionality. Test plans. Oh, here it is. So you save this document, download as CSV document. It will save this document as CSV, and then you can import this document. You select that file, and you will get the same list as here. It will have title, it will have ID, assigned to, and state, right? And we have the same columns as here: state, area, path, ID, and so on. You define your ID, right? You can say like this, right? Or I will do like this, 65. And if I select these two guys now and draw, yeah, it will automatically start counting. Okay, so how to write test cases? Simple. You already have the information for the test cases. You open your requirements and start from the beginning. This is the first requirement, first of all. So by navigating to the application, user can see 4 quadrants. I'm not even see, so this is the first requirement. So what I see actually, right? What I see. Okay. So I would even break it down to 2 test cases. First of all, I will check the number of quadrants, that there are 4 of them, not 3, not like 2, not 1, but 4 quadrants. So I will just copy this and we'll paste it over here. Okay. And then I will say that the quadrants are, and these 4 guys. Okay, let me do like this. The quadrants are, and I will list them. Let me just even copy them and paste. Okay, text, image, table, and get inline button, right? This is my, oh man, why is this? Okay, my second test case. Then what else? Who can help me? What will be my third test case? Come on. Okay, let me ask somebody. Alex Goman, what do you think? What will be my next test case based on these requirements? Yeah, feel free, unmute yourself and talk to me. Tell me. So how do you think? So I covered these guys. I'm checking that there are 4 quadrants in general. So when I open that website, I will see this picture, right? So I'll see, okay, there are 4 quadrants. Okay, the first one is this, this, and this, and this. So I will check these 2 test cases. Then I move to text area and I will start testing it. What will be my next test case? How do you think? I see that you are unmuted, but I cannot hear you. Yeah, go ahead, Elisa. Alex, sorry, I see that you are unmuted, but I cannot hear you. Probably your microphone is not working. So Elisa, go ahead and tell us.
So I'm thinking about verifying what the text area located in the left top.
Yes, that is correct. Text area located in the left top quadrant, because it can be in the right top quadrant or bottom left quadrant or so on. So yeah, I will just copy, paste. And again, I'm copying and pasting, but it always should make sense. It's not should be just copy and paste. It should make sense. So I have to build the complete sentence that makes sense, right? Text area located in the top quadrant, left top quadrant. Good. Then what will be the next test case, Elisa?
So verifying that this consists of 3 lines, like there are X people in the line.
I would say, first of all, 3 lines. This is first,
okay.
Because the lines, why those are different requirements. This requirement says there should be 3 lines, and this is the requirement. We not even talking about text right now, the exact text. You just say 3 lines, right? This is the first requirement. So it should be 3 lines. Text area. Consists of 3 lines. Okay, this will be one test case. And then you say first line is there are, correct? Because this is the exact requirement. So the first line is like this, there are. And then I will say the second line is, and help me with this. What should I do? The second line is?
A number of people.
Yeah, I just will copy this from here. X people. And the third line,
It says in the line.
the third line is in the line. That is correct. That is correct. Actually, it's uppercase over here. What do we have here? Lowercase. So we will need to ask a question about this guy as well, because it's uppercase here. Probably they will just doing line break and the word made it uppercase, but just to be sure, because this is really important. Is it uppercase or lowercase? So we don't have exact understanding. So I will mark it yellow for now. Oh man, not like that. Over here. So I know that I need to pay attention to this and maybe change it in the future, but I will stop viewing and we'll just add a comment over here. Okay, comment. Is it uppercase or lowercase? Case I, or like this, I, more clear. Okay, and once we get an answer, we will go and modify our test case accordingly, because if it's lowercase, we have to check that it is really lowercase, because this is the exact text we'll be checking. Okay. Okay, what's next? What will be my next test case?
Checking the number of records in the table.
Yeah, so I will say, but I will copy this, but I will rewrite it because it should make sense. I would say X is equal to the number of records in the table, right? So I will need to check, when I will be testing. So if it's 167 here, it is 167 here. That will be my test case, and so on. So you just create a bunch of those test cases. You can actually, it really depends how you define that on your project, with your team lead, with your manager. Sometimes it can be a tab here for, let's say, the first general verifications. Then it will be a new tab saying text area. So you will create a new tab over here, and it will be text area, and you will be have test cases over here in the separate tab. And you will have third tab for image, and fourth for table, and so on, right? Or it can be a single list. If it's short document, it's not a lot of test cases, it can be a short list. It can be single tab with all the test cases you have for this for these requirements. So it really depends how you define on your project. So let's define. I think we don't have too much requirements, so we can have them all in a single tab. But if it's easier for you to break them down to logical sections, logical tabs, separate tabs, you can create a new tab and describe the text there, and the third tab and describe table there, and image separately, and the button separately, and then that pop-up separately. And it's up to you. It really depends on how you define on the project. There is no like single approach. Usually people just define on their project separately. Text area location of it, verified line one. Okay, yeah, same as we just described. Okay, thank you guys for help. Okay, and you will have to continue. I will share this test case template with you guys. And what you will need to do is just go over the all the requirements, ask questions, ask questions if you still unclear with what is there, then wait for the answers and the fixes. If you don't like the answer, you have to ask another answer if it's not still not clear for you. And if it's clear enough for you, the documentation is updated, or the answer is clarifying everything, saying like, oh, we will be not checking the details of the size and color. It should just approximately match the design spec. That should be enough for you, and you can just resolve it. So that will be the homework. And the continuation of the test cases will be also the homework. Then we will check your homework first. And then I will show you, okay, so this can be done differently, that can be done differently. So you have better understanding what could be done better and what you did wrong, because this is the learning process, right? You have to do something wrong to learn how to do that better. Because if you don't do mistakes, once you face them in the future, you won't be able to fix them because you don't know how to fix them, because you never learned how to do that properly. So when you do mistakes, that's absolutely okay. This is learned process, and you probably will do them. And our goal will be just to show you them and explain how to do that properly. Once we complete with the test cases, then by the next lesson, we should have a working application, and you will be able to execute the test cases. How it happens, you will open your own spreadsheet with your test cases, and you go over them. So you open application and say, hey, when I'm going to the application, I can see 4 quadrants. If it's passing, if it's like that, you mark it as pass. If it's not like that, you mark it as fail. And in this case, you will file a bug report, and you will go to our document when we report our bug reports, and we will also teach you how to do that properly. So that's what will be the next time once we have the application. But for today, our goal is just to finalize the requirements and then get this template for you, and you can clone it. So what you will need to do exactly. So I will share this document with you, and you will see it in this mode. So you cannot change it, you cannot delete anything, but you can leave comments, right? You can leave comments. So your goal will be read it as I did, finish it. Maybe you have questions regarding something else over here. Just select the text, right click, and leave a comment. So in that way, you will ask the comment, and business analyst will answer that comment. Probably that would be me, but let's see, maybe somebody else will be answering, because I know Julia, this is not me created this document, that was Julia, so I'll probably ask her questions. But if she's busy, I will be replying and answering the questions. This will be one goal. Another goal is just we just came by till this time, and we didn't check anything else over here. So your goal will be check the rest. And this is pretty simple because you will be able to access this document just by the link. For the template, you have to have, you either have to have Google Drive, so you can do file and make a copy, and you will create a copy on your Google Drive. And what you will need to do is just open that file and just continue writing the test cases. Just again, do like this. So let me give you this guy like this, right? More IDs. And the work item type is test case. Let me mark that as well for you in advance. Right. And let me also select this and move it. Also, what we need to also on this guy. Okay. And state design and assigned to, of course, you will be testing it, so you can put your name over here. Let me see, your name. I will mark it as yellow because you will have to change it. And this will be defined when we will be testing. So when we will be testing, we will be defining this. You don't have to fill these guys. They are not required for us for now. But what you will need to do is define test cases. And that's it. That will be it for your homework. So again, if you have Google Drive, it's super easy. You make a copy and it will appear on your Google Drive. So you just open open your version and continue writing. If you don't have Google Drive, but you would like to do that locally on your computer, you download it as Microsoft Excel and continue on your computer. And then what will happen, I will add you to this chat. Actually, I will not add you. You can join it by using this. I will publish it in announcement like this, chat, course chat is here. Like this, I select it, and then once you click this, you join this chat. And here you can send me your homework in this chat. We can discuss everything else in this chat. You can ask questions. Like you can imagine, this is a project chat for us, because we use Slack on our work as well, and we just have a bunch of chats like QA chat, development chat, project chat, leads, or automation team, or whatever. You can create as many chats as you want. So let's use this chat as our project chat. Let's say this is our QA chat, and we're discussing any questions in it. So this will be your chat now. And if you have any questions, you can ask them here. If you're done with your homework, you can send me the document. You can send me either the link to your Google spreadsheet so I can check, or you can just load the document, complete it locally on your computer, and then you can upload it. You go here, you select file over here, and attach any file from your computer, right? And then I will be able to see. So your goal will be, again, I will share this link, and everything will be in this chat. In this chat, I will share a link to this document. So let me do this right now. Share. I will do anyone on the internet with this link can comment. So I copy the link and I will put you there. So I share requirements like this. I will pin this. Not now. Okay. I can ping to the channel. So what you can see pinned messages over here. It will be here as well. And if I pin another one, you will have more messages over here that are pinned and you can access right away. Then let me share the template with you as well, guys. Copy. And now test cases template over here. So you can open it. Hey. So you can open it and either clone to your Google Drive or just download it to your computer and complete there. But then you will have to send it not as a link, but as a attachment in the message over here. Okay, and not now, Slack, bot, delete you. So it's not barring me, delete. Okay, so I have the requirements, test cases template. Let me ping this message as well. So you can see 2 pinned messages. Right now you have requirements and test cases template, right? Okay, so we still have time. So first of all, let me ask you if you have any questions, guys. And what we can do is we can continue in maybe, I will probably not go and check requirements because I want to leave that for you, but we can cover more test cases for now. So questions so far, guys? Maybe your impression, maybe something is difficult for you or everything is clear. I would just would like to get your impression. How do you understand everything so far? Go ahead, turn your microphone on, share your thoughts with me. Lisa, Adrian, Diana, Evgenia, Guntakin, Elvira, Inna, Konstantin, Maxime, Olga. So what do you think, guys? Okay, let me open the chat. I see something in the chat. It's good so far. Awesome. Everything's clear. Kind of easy to understand, but I believe need experience to see everything clear when it is due. Of course, when you will be, so what happens usually when somebody explains like me, everything is clear because I'm helping you, I'm doing something. But you get troubles when you start doing that on your own. So that's why we always give students homework, because that's exactly when you get problems doing the homework. You get problems, you get some issues that you never faced, and then you get questions. Then you ask those questions, and by experience, solving those problems and getting the answers for those problems, you learn actually. You learn from your experience. And that's why we put people on the projects, and we don't start with those kind of like presentations. We put people on the project from day one, and they start learning on the project and right away facing problems like they would on their real job, right? And when you go to your next opportunity, when you find a job, you don't face those problems as other people from other schools, because you already have those problems solved. And what happens, especially in automation, what happens frequently with the team, I created some new tasks for them to rebuild test automation, because what we do first, we built some simple test automation on their local machines just to learn basics. And then I put them on the project with real test automation that built by many people. And there the tasks are different. So I assigned them tasks like rebuild the structure of the framework. And they were like doing something one by one. It was kind of slow first run. They assigned second task for themselves next time, and they do that quicker without any problem. The third task was super quick, and that's how you learn. Once you did one task, asking questions, problems, forgot about something, removed something accidentally, right? This is how it works. And then the next run, it's easier. The third one, it's even easier. So how it works, actually, these cycles, how they work. Usually, nobody develops applications right now in a long run, because previously it was like waterfall model. When Microsoft, for example, was building new Windows for years, and they were using waterfall. That means like one person comes, designs the system. Then they give the design to development team. They just build everything, nobody's testing it for years. And then just automation team, or not automation, testing team comes and just test that for year or months, or maybe multiple years, test everything, right? And only then it gets released. Right now it's different. You work in 2 weeks cycles, or sometimes 3 week cycles, and this entire cycle takes like 3 weeks. So you have small piece of the application, like say landing page. So in the first run, you develop only landing page. You have requirements only for landing page. You have test cases only for landing page. Development team create only landing page. You test only landing page, and you report bugs only for landing page. You don't have anything else. If you click the button, nothing happens. You don't go to the next page. That's how you develop. And then you have this cycle, and then you go to the next cycle, which is the second sprint, and then third sprint, and you develop like page by page, functionality by functionality. And this is how everything is getting developed right now in the world, in software development. And we are doing the same. So this is exactly how you learn. The first sprint, when you do the test planning, documentation review, and testing and reporting bugs first time, is difficult. But then we start another sprint, and people, they already did everything. So they do that faster. The third sprint, it's even faster because they know everything. And we also doing sprints on our projects that help you to learn, right? Of course, on the free course, we will have a single sprint, but anyways, you will be able to learn the entire cycle and able to learn that. But this is how it works. You learn from mistakes. This is what I would like to describe. And that's why completing the homework is very beneficial for you. And that's what you need to focus on. Because first of all, this is how you learn. This is the only way to face problems and learn from them, to get answers and learn from those problems. And second thing, if you complete all the homeworks, you will get really nice bonus after the course. And third reason, if you file the best bug report at the end, one of you will get a t-shirt from us, like something beautiful like this. Like we have different colors, different logos. You will be able to select whatever you want, different sizes, of course. So you will be able to select something for you special. But this is the multiple reasons to do that. So please do that, because this is how you learn. You need to do something on your own, and you will exactly understand what is unclear for you. Because if everything is clear right now, it won't be like that if you start doing the homework. And then you ask questions and you'll learn. And believe me, after even this free course, you will be pretty good, because what we're doing here right now, you can go and check other courses just to compare their approach and our approach. This is my suggestion for you, just to be able to compare. But I can tell you, because I was working in many schools and I was doing boot camps for the companies, not only just on my own, but for the companies. And the approach we're using right now is super cool. It's pretty cool. So, but my suggestion, the only way to learn this is complete the homework. This is the only way. This is what makes you successful. If you just don't come to the lesson and then you don't complete the homework, then you won't be able to learn. So when is the homework due? Actually, if you go to announcement chat, I believe next Friday, because you will get the few coding lessons in a row. Yes. So this Friday, you will have a coding class. And then June 30th, which is Wednesday, I believe, you will get the coding class, the second coding class. And the next Friday, and the reason of that, because Julia will get back by July 3rd, and that's why you have QA class on the next Friday or Saturday, I believe. I don't remember exactly, but July 3rd. So Julia will come back and will conduct the next QA lesson. So the homework for QA, the test cases and the requirements are due till July 3rd. The coding will be separate. You will meet Stan and Sergey, and the coding, they will have separate homework for you. And this guy will be due by this. And the next one, this homework will be due by automation course. And this guy will be due by interview course. And this is how it works. Okay. So I don't have anything else to discuss with you. We like did awesome, like 1 hour 30 minutes. It was probably the quickest lesson I ever had. So quick. Oh, okay. So what would you like to do? I'm done with the lesson. What we can do right now, since we still have time, we can write several test cases, or somebody can try to write the test cases with me, and we can just try that. So what we usually do during the courses, the people they copy, let's say they copy the spreadsheet, and then they open it, they share the screen, and then they just do, and I'm just commenting, hey, do this and do this. So people share the screen and they actually doing the work during the class. Okay. Should we install any environment? You should install everything. It will be web-based application, so you will have everything right away just with single browser. Thank you for a good start. Yeah, it was pretty awesome, pretty clear. I'm amazed as well, believe me. It was so quick, so awesome. So I just even didn't expect that. Usually it takes like 2 hours, sometimes even longer, but this time is like 1.5 hours. Yeah, we were pretty quick. That's cool. Thank you, guys. Okay, then I leave this for you. But again, remember, you will need to, I will remind you, you will need to join this group, this chat. Once you're there, you will have requirements and you will have test cases. And I will describe everything. Hey, your homework is read the requirements till the end and ask questions that you have to clarify everything. So you have the final understanding how it will work. Then copy the test case template either to your computer, download it to your computer, or just copy it to your Google Drive and complete the test cases there. and that will be the homework. Then what you need to do, either send me a link saying, hey, Arthur, here's the link. What you can do at sign and then find me. So you will mention me and I will get a notification and say, hey, here is my homework. Here's my homework and blah, blah, or my test cases. And you either send me a link to your Google Drive or you send me a document by attaching file from your computer. That's it. Just don't forget to share the document, because if you just send me a link, it won't work. You need to share it, change it, and say anyone with the link can link, what is this? Viewer or commenter or editor. You can do commenter, for example. So I can comment your document and give you suggestions what could be done better. And then once we are done with this, before the next Friday, then we will be continuing and executing the test cases and reporting bugs. That will be the next step. And then we will check your bugs. Okay, that's it. Questions, guys? Feedbacks? Do you like everything so far? Something is unclear, something is difficult? Tell me something. Come on, you cannot just go like this. Alex, did you fix your microphone? Let me ask you and meet you. Did you fix your microphone? I see you're unmuted, but nothing, cannot hear you. I'm sorry, but your microphone is not working probably. Okay, Alona, can you say something to us?
Hello, Arthur. Hello, guys.
Hey.
I'm here. I'm here, to be familiar with your course. I'm, how I could say, I'm expert in like to learn QA. I even have 2 offers right now. Yes, but I'm yeah, thank you. But I'm in your course because I'm looking best course for my husband. He also wants to join to QA, but I will not. I want that he will go to with my school.
Okay.
I know. I will not tell you the name of school. But it's pretty famous school, but there is. I got a bad experience there. They didn't help me in the end of interview processes, and there was not clear about project. As I can see from your project, you give right now, like we can start from beginning, like from real project, and
Yeah.
and people and student can really touch how it will be in the work. And I like how you do information.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's also what I said about, but I see, I feel that because I know I used to work in some schools, right? And I left them.
Yeah.
And actually Julia and Stan and Sergey, they did the same actually. We all came from different schools. And this was exactly the reason, because at some point the classes, they became like 100 people. And if you have 100 people in the group,
Yes,
you don't give enough attention to people, right? And it became messy. So of course those schools are successful, they're getting money, they're getting big money, especially just imagine 100 students and every student pays you 5,000 K or 5K.
even
That's,
more, Arthur,
yeah.
even more.
Yeah, so that's terrible. But yeah, so that's what we're trying to do. We are actually, we don't have enough students. We are trying to limit like groups to a maximum 30 people, but we don't have that for now. Actually, our groups like now like 15 people. So that gives us the possibility to get enough attention to everybody. But yeah, that's bad. That was the idea behind everything. That's why we came together with these guys and trying to do something better. But yeah, thank you. And I think this is a pretty good example that you are going to the free courses and just exploring the market for your husband, not just, you know, getting the suggestion from people, hey, this is a famous school, like blah, 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 go there. But you're really exploring. And this is, I think, this is the best approach.
Yes, even if I have all information from my school, I can give him and just he can learn it right now. But I understand that he will need real project. He will try it, and I like that you do, and I really will recommend him.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, but anyways, we will continue. So you can, you can send him and he can continue. He can do the homework. It will be great start for him, because if
you know, even I will continue these free courses, because even I have offers. I will start in the middle of July, but why not? I will try also.
Cool. Congratulations, by the way, actually.
Yeah,
okay,
thank you.
Thank you. Alex. Oh, I just asked you, sorry, man. Alisa, how are you? Any feedback, any thoughts, questions, anything?
Well, actually, I also finished the courses from Nova School, how to be QA, because, well, I'm kind of interested. But when I realized, yeah, I have theory, but I don't have any experience at all, and I'm actually pretty scared to even start to looking for a job and something like this. That's why I'm here, and actually I really like it because I can understand it. I see here, and I can look at it, I can memorize it. It's really good. Thank you so much.
Cool. So you didn't start looking for a job yet, right? As understood.
I am actually. I received a few calls, but I think, so scared to answer them. Yes, I was so nervous, and because I didn't know what exactly I need to do, what I'm talking about, and I was like, oh my God, I need to stop it.
Yeah, go ahead and start looking. I know it's scary, but for you, it's like, you know, you have to start. It's scary one time, second time, it's a little bit less scary, and so on and so on. And you came to the point when at some point you just, you know, you just go to the next interview as to meet your friend, like another interview, another fail, so ever, like, and then you come to that interview fully relaxed and you get the offer. This is what happens. So I would suggest you, yeah, start going. Even if you fail, you still have enough time, and just go. Okay, thanks, Lisa. Adrian, anything from you?
Yeah, so I'm actually working as a software support engineer. So this course will be very good for me, because I'm thinking to jump on QA or even development side.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good. And as Alona said, or Alisa, the way you are, you know, teaching us, it's very accessible, very understandable. So I really like that.
Yeah, so your goal probably will be focus on both QA and coding, and then automation, because usually what happens, how guys are growing. So what we usually suggest people, so what they do, they try manually and coding in parallel, and they usually go to automation because it's easier to understand. They go to automation, but it doesn't mean that you have to stop. You usually learn automation, you work as automation engineer for a year, and then you take another course, which is React. And React is pretty simple because React is based on coding basics course. Once you complete the coding basics course, you can do React as well. We offer people React for free in parallel, but usually most of the people, they just leave that because it's really hard. If it's possible to learn QA and coding basics on the first level, but React in automation in parallel, it's difficult because it's more complex. So usually they say, okay, let's wait React for now. I will learn automation first. It's easier way. Automation first, and then in a year, they come and learn React, Now they are professionals with the big experience in coding, because in a year you got pretty good knowledge. After the course and then a year, it's like pretty good knowledge. So usually that's what happens. In a year, people start going to React world, and they learn React in 2 months, and they look for another job as a React developer. Actually, the teacher we have for React, Sergey, actually was his path. So he learned automation, worked probably a year, and then learned React, and then he went to development world, and right now he's working in companies like Microsoft, HP, and so on as a senior React developer. So this is the path for you. He started as QA in automation, then went to React, and this is the easy path. Some people are taking, they learn JavaScript, they think, hey, this is easy, right? I will go probably to development, and they go to React directly. But the problem is there are a lot of React jobs right now. So if on the US market, you can probably find right now like about 3,000 jobs in QA right now, and maybe 3,000 in automation. So React will be like 27,000, like almost actually 9 times more. So that's why there are a lot of jobs, but it's really, the interviews are different for React. For automation and for manual, it's kind of like some theoretical questions, some soft skills. Of course, more technical skills in automation world, but in React, it's pure technical world. So you will get a lot of questions you will have to get prepared for, and it's more difficult to find a job. But some people taking that path as well, just directly in React. So it's up to you, your goal to really decide what you like more. If you like QA, you think you can do that, I would start with automation, because automation is something you can do right away in 4 months. But if you think that you really like JavaScript and you like coding, then probably it's possible for you to go to React development straightly. So you will see. You will see. Just let's finish this course first, and then you will see at the end.
That's right. Yes, I was asking, this free course you are going to continue for a long time, because I was thinking to, my wife, it's not in US now, but she will come back, so she will be interesting too. She's doing quality control for different company, but she would like to jump on this area too.
Yeah, we are doing these courses every 2 months.
I see. Okay.
So she will be able to join at any time. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Thanks. Okay. Who else? Diana. Anything from you?
Yeah. Hi, everybody. At this point, actually, I don't have any questions.
Awesome.
Everything was kind of clear at this point. It was first lesson, so we will see how the homework will go. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Diana. Evgenia. Anything?
Hi, everyone. Hi, Arthur. Thank you for this lesson. It was pretty clear and interesting. Actually, I already familiar with the quality assurance because I studied by myself. I didn't have any school or something. And now I'm looking for a school to continue my studies and finally get an offer.
Awesome. Awesome. Cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome. Guntakin. Anything from you?
Hello. Thank you for course. My English is bad. I understand all you say, but when I start talking, this is very bad.
It's okay. Actually, everything you said, I was able to understand. So what is your problem? There's no problem. My English is terrible as well, so don't worry about that. If you're able to understand people, and if you're able to tell them something, even in super simple English, that's fine. That's all you need. At Apple, I was working with a person from China, and she was terrible at English. So I was asking her literally like 3 times sometimes to understand what she says. I was her lead, but she was working like amazing. She was finding the most complex bugs. So one time I remember that we were testing the application before the release. See you, Andrea. and we were testing application before the release. And we almost done, like 1 hour left, and we were like, oh, seems like everything is okay, no bugs found. And she just came, like found 3 critical bugs. I was like, amazing. So, and she was terrible at English, but it doesn't mean anything. If you're a good professional, if the people like you during the interview, if you're smiling, you're empathetic during the interview, doesn't matter how you talk. You just should be able to explain them in some simple words and understand them, and that's it. So you understood everything, and you just told me your impressions, so that's enough, full enough.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Konstantin, anything from you?
Hello.
Hey.
Thank you for your class today. Yeah, I'm pretty impressed. I'm thinking about joining to QA, and yeah, I need some knowledge.
Yeah, just complete this course and you will see what you like.
Yep.
This course is designed for that, just for you to try and understand. So you will be able to understand what you want. Okay, thanks.
Yep. Thank you. Thank you.
Max, anything from you? Max Z. Okay, Max. Okay, I will leave you for the end. Olga, anything from you?
Hello.
Hey.
Hi, everyone.
Hey,
Thank you, Arthur, for your explanation. I really like the way you explain. I enjoy listening. When a person is trying to get as much as I think I finished QA course before, and a lot depends on the teacher.
Yeah,
of course,
I agree.
Students need to do their own study and do as much as they can. But I just saw yesterday, I saw your announcement, and I'm glad I had the opportunity to join you live today. So we'll see. Maybe I'm not sure yet, but maybe I will start your course as well and see. Maybe it's gonna lead me to the market.
Okay, we're always happy to see you. So thank you. Thank you for the feedback.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, so I have 2 more people. Operator, how are you?
Hi everyone.
Hey.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, nice to see you guys. I do understand now why there is no for participants, because most of them gone through the other courses. That's for me. A year ago, I did some lessons at the other school, but it was I won't say that was bad, but I had an experience, good experience, and I gained some basic knowledge about the QA. And I see, thank you for your lesson, Arthur. And I see that it's pretty like, how to say, your way, your the way you explain, it's like simple and pretty understandable, pretty clear. And I hope we'll see the from the next lessons. And I probably will join course, and we'll see then. Thank you again.
Thank you. Stop praising me, guys. Maybe I will be worse next lesson. So,
yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see. Yeah, your goal is to complete the course. And you will exactly see what you need and what you like or not. So this is what you need to do. So complete the homework, guys. Who is learning this, who is trying to define if you really like to do this or not, you have to complete the homework, because this is the exact way how you do that. And other than that, I'm good. Thank you for the great feedbacks. I like everyone shared the feedback. Guys, I was really happy to see you here. Hope to see you next time. And that's it from my side. Thank you all.
Excuse me, one question.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I think I missed the part about the will be the video like posted on the channel.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great.
The video will be there. Everything will be there. If you have any other people who want to join, just send them the invite to the Slack, and that's it. That's it. Okay, see you guys. See you next time. I will post the information in the chats, so please just be in Slack, and that's it. That's all you need to have. All the information will be there. Okay, see you next time. Bye-bye.